We've reached out requesting further details, but of course they're not giving us any. We just know that he's picked up by ICE.
Imagine the ICE guys. They're like, oh yeah, we've got requests from Poker News to talk about it. Yeah. I'm sure they're going to get right on that.
It's the Poker News Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 998 of the Poker News Podcast. I am Chad Holloway, joined by Mike Holtz, Ben Ludlow, and Scott Blumstein at Level 9 Studio in Las Vegas. Scott, very excited to have you. 2017 World Series of Poker Main Event champ. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Chad. Congrats on almost 1,000. We're nearing 1,000, which is
almost there.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. As long as we don't all end up in a giant car crash.
Jesus Christ.
In 2 days. We'll be fine. We'll make it to 1,000.
It's going to be a milestone for us. I'm flying back to Las Vegas in a few days.
If we live.
If we live. And this Sunday on August 2nd, we're going to have a special 1,000th episode celebration inside PokerGo Studio. We've invited a bunch of people. If you're listening or watching this and would like to attend, if you're going to be in Las Vegas, you can RSVP. Space is limited, but email me, chad@pokernews.com, or hit me up on DM or Mike or Ben. See if we can get you in there. We're going to do a episode in front of a live studio audience that will run the following day. So Monday, August 3rd, will be the official release of episode 1,000, in which we preview the WSOP Main Event final table, because that will be reigniting, if you will, later that night. So, and we'll have some of the finalists, the final table lists in the studio. I think Lucas Juman, the chip leader, is slated to be there. Is that right, Mike?
That is right. I've talked to his agent, a.k.a. Hendon Hetland, and he's assured us that they will both be there for the 1,000th episode of the Poker News Podcast. So let me just say something real fast. I don't speak for Ben, but I speak for myself when I say if you message me asking for an RSVP to this, there is a low chance I'm going to respond, for I am so busy in the next few days. Also, lazy man, and I don't read DMs too often.
No, I'll respond. I'm certainly capable.
Just text me.
Just text me your chat. It's fine.
I have so many unread messages right now.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that episode 1,000. So hit me up or Ben up. We've got a good episode. We're going to talk about an ICE arrest. We've long speculated that poker would be a prime target, if you will, for ICE agents, and a big name pro was picked up. We'll talk about that here in a minute. We'll talk about the WSOP on ESPN. The first edited episodes aired, and I watched them. I don't know if you guys did, but we'll get into that. Matt Berkey had a good tweet. Rob Kuhn had a good tweet about it, because numbers were unfortunately low. So we'll talk about what that means. We have a little interview with Weng, who was a big name in poker for years, was crushing it, always had success, and then disappeared due to some health issues. Well, he returned at the Borgata. Poker News was there and caught up with him. We'll get into some recent tournament winners that have happened, including Josh Reichard, and we will talk to Scott about the WSOP Main Event, who he thinks will win, if he's got any advice for the finalists, and what it was like to be there back in 2017. So, gentlemen, let's start with this story out of California, out of LA. Poker pro Gal Yifrach was arrested by ICE agents at the airport at LAX. I think he was returning to LA from a flight. I don't know from where, but this was on July 20th. He was picked up. We don't know why. Poker News did confirm that he is at the Adelanto ICE Processing Center in Southern California. We've reached out requesting further details, but of course they're not giving us any. We just know that he's picked up by ICE.
Imagine the ICE guys. They're like, oh yeah, we've got requests from Poker News to talk about it. Yeah. I'm sure they're going to get right on that.
I'd just like to say this real fast, Chad. In the intro, you said that we've long speculated that poker is the next target price. I don't remember anyone in this podcast ever mentioning that one time. Am I wrong about that? Have we speculated? I forgot.
I don't think we speculated that it was going to be the next target, but more so that, especially during the WSOP, I think it was last year, that with so many, foreigners that come in for the WSOP, that it could be a deterrent with what was going on.
I'm pretty sure I remember Mike being like, yeah, get your asses over here. We got a lot of immigrants at the World Series of Poker.
What I said.
I'm pretty sure that's word for word what he said. Thank you. Yeah. Get him out of here. I'm pretty sure that's what it sounded like.
Not in my country. Yeah. Sounds just like everything I say. Yeah. Wow.
Agreed.
You fucking know, dude.
sorry, Gal. I hope you're doing okay, and I hope it's all right. I'm pretty sure he's allowed to be here, so fuck ICE.
No. As someone who's like, Jesus,
I'll say it. Fuck ICE. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Fuck ICE in the ass.
Yeah.
This shit's crazy. It's not great. This is wild.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You can just be detained for multiple days, like more than 48 hours, and just have no information come out. It's been like over a week now, right?
Yeah, have you read the news in the last 2 years?
No, I
story
have.
8,000.
I know. Wait, let's read the comments. Let's scroll down. Oh, people are happy at this.
Oh shit.
Well, Gal Yifrach has been in the United States for quite some time. He is a well-known poker pro. I think he's 39 years old. Just won the NAPT main event last year for over $500,000.
Yeah. I was going to say, because I know he got in trouble. I mean, he's, and obviously this guy gets detained, and you think maybe it has something to do with his past. He was arrested, as part of like an illegal gambling ring and stuff in LA. Maybe it has something to do with that. Maybe there's a bigger conspiracy here. Who knows? But since
that could be it.
Since that happened, though, I was going to say, Mike and I were talking in the car on the way here. I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen this guy at a dozen tournaments since he first got arrested.
It's been 4 years.
Okay,
it's been a long
it's been a
time.
while,
But the case is still pending. It was in 2022 that he was indicted on one count of illegal gambling and one count of conspiracy to commit money laundering. Allegedly, from 2018 to 2022, he ran an illegal gambling business, basically operating video slot machines and devices throughout various places in California, as the way I understand it.
Us, you don't have a house full of illegal slot machines. What do you do to launder your money, Scott? Can you
I've been advised that no comment.
Okay, that seems
great advice. Scott.
Gal's got to
I
get your
advise
lawyers.
myself. I advise myself.
Yeah, perfect.
I thought about that on the car ride over too.
I was like, what am I going to do with all my money? Fuck.
I'm going to say no comment.
Smart guy.
I thought we'd mention this one. I mean, the article on Poker News, I'll link to it in the show notes. It really popped off. He's an Israeli poker pro. He's been around for a long time. This high-profile name in our industry, and with what's going on with ICE. I don't know where it goes from here. I know that my colleague John Sofin has a good relationship with Gall. He's the one who discovered this story, if you will. So he's going to keep an eye on it, try to reach out, try to make contact, and if we have an update, we will certainly share that here on the podcast. Let's talk about WSOP on ESPN. Scott, correct me if I'm wrong. Was 2017 when you made the final table? That was still on ESPN back then, right?
I think it was the last year before it switched off. So yes, it was.
I mean, even back then, what was the feeling like from your perspective? Was it this is a big deal, this is on ESPN? Because I think when it was announced that it was returning to ESPN, everybody, myself included, thought, oh, this is a great thing.
Yeah, 1,000%. I think ESPN, obviously growing up, that's how I'm into poker, is because of the recorded episodes of the main event. It's not a secret. So, ESPN's the king. It's cable. And I think once it went to CBS, I don't think because it was, I already had it on ESPN, right? So I kind of disassociated and haven't really thought about what it meant, for the other people winning it or other people, because I was lucky enough to be on ESPN, and that's, the dream.
So sick.
I remember watching you on ESPN being like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. I did. I went on Sports Center, but it wasn't.
That's right.
But it wasn't like the real Sports Center, I don't think. It was
like a special
to this
ESPN
day,
News.
I really honestly think that's exactly what it was.
Because they have that, there's like 4 versions of Sports Center at any time.
Exactly. I think it was the 3 a.m. ESPN News one.
We were on our way out,
on 3 a.m.
Yeah, not complaining.
No, of course
not.
not.
It was still Sports Center.
But I think to your point, it's like, we grew up with it on ESPN. Watching those recorded episodes on ESPN is how we all got into it. So it's like, the fact that it was taken away felt like a bigger deal than the fact that it was on ESPN, because we've just known that forever. So for it to come back was obviously a huge deal and felt like a huge deal. But like Chad just said, numbers were kind of down and people were busy watching cornhole or like underwater knitting on ESPN The Ocho instead.
I wonder if it has to do with the push by ESPN. And again, ESPN, in my opinion, for me, I cut cable many years ago. So for me, I'm not really
you're big cool cut cable guy.
I'm a big cool cut cable guy.
The times are different for sure with as far as cable and streaming.
Every person when I was growing up in high school, every single person, every single male, or most of them watched ESPN in the mornings, or Mike and Mike in the mornings, or ESPN when they got home. Right. Everyone watched sports, so there's something to talk about. And it was different, where it was like it was just constantly on the background of my home, where now it's just like the background of the Roku screensaver. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just Prison Mike conspiracy theory videos instead.
Yes.
Well, podcasts and stuff. There's so much content now.
So much more media now.
I bet. Yeah, everyone's looking about the main event numbers. I bet ESPN's numbers are down.
Oh, absolutely. They have to be.
I think that's the point, right? Is that like, there's so, we're just oversaturated with content. And like, if you're really looking for poker, you're going to always find it wherever it is, whether it was on Poker Go or ESPN or CBS Sports. But if you're just casually looking, you're not going to, like you said, you're not going to just casually have ESPN on as much in the background and just be watching poker.
I'm sure some people do, but it's just not.
Yeah, and they're all over 70.
Bars or stuff like anywhere, like a doctor's office. Like that's what I think now.
Yeah,
they always have Pat McAfee on.
You're right.
So I do think the final table could be cool. I think the recorded episodes at night maybe. But look, if I think if you're out at a bar or something, it's gonna maybe be on in your local watering hole and stuff.
Yeah,
and be like, oh, that's cool. Like.
I was kind of surprised because I don't know if did you watch your episode?
No, I don't watch anything that has to do with myself. You know that.
Okay, that's fair. I guess I'll have to watch it for you. But my feature table episode, I thought that they, like, from my perspective, we had so much cool shit that happened. And even the toast at the end, I felt like it could have been filmed a little better or like done a little better. So I was a little bit disappointed with our episode, even though I thought it was cool how Jimmy D was put in the spotlight and he was a great character. There was so much good shit from our table that just didn't show up. So I don't know if they just didn't have the angle or yada yada, but hopefully the broadcasts that are edited for the main event are going to be sick.
Yeah.
I think I was disappointed, Mike, there wasn't more of you. And I mean that legitimately, just not because you're my friend, but you're a character too. I didn't see any of you. They maybe didn't show that episode yet. I don't know. Let me tell you, you referenced it. Atari Robbie tweeted only 173,000 viewers for the first episode of the 2026 WSOP on ESPN, ranking it as the 119th most watched thing on TV, behind things like Press Your Luck, Squatters, reruns of Friends, Everybody Loves Raymond,
fucking
Family
love
Guy.
Squatters, though. That is
Squatters.
I gotta say,
I'm
been
watching
a lot of
Squatters right
Squatter clips on Instagram. Well, here's the other thing: is I don't watch Squatters. I watch clips on Instagram, and so I think that's adds to the whole kind of what we're talking about. Is I doubt anyone is firing it up unless they're like, oh, I want to see my boy Mike, or I want to see this, or I'm really looking for poker. They're getting most of their content from YouTube, from Instagram, et cetera, whatever. So
Matt Berkey had a good tweet about it. Essentially he's been watching This Was SportsCenter with Rich Eisen and talking about how SportsCenter came to prominence on ESPN, and that got him into a little history of the WSOP on ESPN, and basically him saying he wasn't surprised by the low numbers, and that he actually is surprised that people are shocked by it, if you will. He referenced the Pat McAfee show and how that's adapted and changed the landscape, and that poker broadcasts are in need of a huge overhaul instead of just trying to return to what worked in the poker boom era. I think there's some credence to what he said. I'll be curious to hear your guys' thoughts. I think another reason that the numbers may have been low is that the messaging on when and where and how to watch has kind of been a mess all summer long.
So bad.
That doesn't help. But I'm curious if you guys read Berkey's Twitter thread or your thoughts just in general of how poker is being presented right now and if it does need to change.
I think it definitely needs to change. I'm not sure exactly how. I think you've got to modernize it in some way. And I think that if you look at a lot of like the older poker broadcasts, even like Poker After Dark and stuff, compared to the newer stuff, I think the graphics were better back then. I don't think we've even really gotten anywhere besides trying other funky stuff that hasn't really worked. So I'm not sure what the key is. I think maybe it's something to do with the fact that we've gotten, and again, before we used to have storylines. Everything was a storyline. You get to follow everybody's thing. You knew everybody was a character, whereas now it's more the hoodie guy. So we've got to figure out something to make it more entertaining.
But what is your plan to?
I don't have one
because
I got none.
This the way things are moving is just different. It's the times they are changing. It's just the way. The only thing I have is right. So the cool part about ESPN now is Omaha Productions being involved. we need Peyton Manning.
We do.
need Peyton and Eli Manning to do their.
They did the ad, you know.
Yeah, they did it. A little bit. Come on, get in the tournament, guy. Come on.
No, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah,
Peyton and Eli in the booth on like a separate live stream doing the Monday Night Football thing.
He's got a 6 diamonds and 4 clubs. Those are good cards, I think. I don't know.
If you want the numbers to go up, we literally need the Manning cast for WSOP.
100%. We need some sort of boost to. Just one thing that goes viral to get people in the door. That would help quite a bit. And then also ESPN, obviously the messaging behind when it's going to air being more clear and more push would be nice.
But it's always for the wrong reason. It's always for the wrong reasons why poker would get the put. It's the problem too.
Sure.
I don't know why. Knowing the good story, they did do the story of the gentleman who had the unfortunate disease, and it's a terrible, sad story that trying to touch the heartstrings of the people. They're trying. It's their first year at Omaha, so maybe let's see how they do.
One of the other things too is that we've got, we talked about this, that we're a little oversaturated. I mean, I watched 8 hours each day, when I wasn't playing, of live stream already. So I'm not like,
no, you didn't.
I did. Once I busted the main, I sat on my couch and did nothing but watch. I look forward to that part of the year every year where it's like, all right, the lead up. When I bust the main, I'm going to be sad, sit on my couch, and and FOMO for the next 6 days as they make the final table. And I already did a lot of that. So if you're trying to reach an audience that has already watched all of it, like you're basically these recorded episodes, like Scott said, are for the background at the bar or for the casual person. And so now we're kind of getting in this conversation of how do we get more people to watch and kind of new people into poker. Well, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. or whatever is not necessarily the time that's going to be to bring them in. So I think it's just a matter of, do these recorded episodes accomplish the same thing they used to? Are they, what's going to bring more people to it? Because I think it's hard to bring new people in the game. So if you're just trying to go after your target audience, they've already watched a shit ton of live stream and Instagram, whatever.
Yeah, I think a couple things. Number one, Scott mentioned it. Let's see how the final table views do. Matt Berkey did tweet out some information in that, which I thought was interesting. Basically, final table viewers, here's a little chart I'll show on the screen, by millions. 2008 was the peak. 2.36 million households or TVs or whatever it was measured was there. Compare that to Scott in 2017, it was down to 615,000, which was on the lower end.
Scott, what the fuck, Scott?
Morristown, New Jersey, step up.
To Mike's point, I should have been more about a better character. That's on me. It's all,
you should have jumped on the table and smacked all the chips inside.
I tried. I yelled in John H's face a little bit.
You should have hit a deuce on the river in the craziest spot ever, and everyone goes nuts. I mean, what more do people fucking want? What are we doing?
What about Hess was all dressed up and he was a character?
I should have let him win. It's really but then the numbers did go up after the field size has gone up. After I won, so I can't get people to watch, but they do want to play now because they're like, right.
And Scott, you won. I noticed this too, and I was looking over preparing for this. You won $8.15 million for first place. They didn't even get it up to the 10 million mark that they are so fond of these days.
That was probably the 10% days when they only paid 10%.
The field was smaller. It was 7,200 people. Now we're in the 9Ks every.
Yeah.
Let us talk, gentlemen, about Ben Weng. This is a player that many of us are familiar with, especially from 2023, which was a year he just absolutely dominated. 6.6 million in earnings that year, including 5 high-profile victories. I'm going to run this down real quick. According to the Hendon mob, he won the Win Summer Classic in 2023 for $2.2 million. He won the WPT Seminole Hard Rock Showdown for $1.1 million. He won the Return, a Borgata championship event. This was their first big major since the pandemic, for an even $1 million. And then he won the WPT World Championship at the Win, the High Roller, for almost $1 million, and then a WSOP Circuit Main Event in Las Vegas for $227,000. You guys remember? Did you play with? Are you familiar with?
I remember. I mean, what a legend! This guy was kind of like in the prime of my live playing kind of whatever campaign, he was there everywhere. I always used to call him the Asian Adamo. Actually, I never called him that. I just thought of that right now. But that guy took aggression to another level. You like that? He took aggression to another level. Put you like no one puts you in tougher spots in the mid stakes than Ben. And yeah, there was a scary moment. Mike was even saying before we came on the air that he was there when he like passed out at the table. I don't remember where it was, but
it was at the WPT World Championship.
That's right, yeah.
I think it was during the 10K.
Oh wow!
If I remember correctly, yeah. Can't remember if it was in the money or not, or what was going on, but it was like day 2, and yeah, it was like there was a commotion, and then all of a sudden it was just like something happened to one of the players, and everybody was leaving the room, and then like as you're leaving, there's like a bunch of floors. There was like paramedics didn't show up for like 20 minutes. It was pretty crazy. Yeah. But I looked over and Ben was like slumped over at the table, and we were all like, "Oh my god, what the fuck is going on?" Ben Weng slumped over. Like we were all very nervous, but he was moving his hand and everything, and it was scary for a while. But then it seemed like whenever the paramedics showed up, that it wasn't like a super emergency. That whatever had happened, they had under control for the most part. But then we didn't see Ben Weng live poker. I haven't seen him for 8 months now, it seems like, for him to finally make the return to Borgata?
Was he there? I don't think he was at the World Series at all this summer, or if he was, I didn't see him. So, look, not saying that this has anything to do with it, but poker isn't the healthiest sport or game, so take care of yourself.
I also think being all in almost every hand is pretty stressful.
It's gotta be extremely
I didn't even think about that.
Like some of the more ridiculous hero calls I've made have been against him, and I mean they're not that ridiculous when they're against him. So.
This is the reason we're mentioning this is because we're happy to say that Ben Weng has returned to poker. He was at the 2026 Borgata Summer Poker Open. Poker News is also there once again doing live updates and content from the Borgata, which I'm very happy about. And we were there. One of my colleagues caught up with Ben Weng to get an update. Check it out.
Ben, great to see you here at the Borgata Summer Poker Open. How are you feeling? I understand you had some health complications towards late last year. Yeah. Can you give us an update?
I'm fine right now, but thanks for asking my health. It was I had little health issue like 7-8 months ago. Most of it is fixed right now. It's just play too much poker and one after one. It's either on the road or on the way to go to the play poker. So, and not eating healthy, not exercise enough. So, I think now it's much better.
That's great news. We didn't see you obviously on the poker tour for around 6-7 months.
6-7 months,
and then you come back to Vegas to play the World Series of Poker. What was it like to be back in the poker chair and playing again?
It's so awesome, to be honest, because playing poker is what I love to do. Not only money-wise, is I love playing poker. When I competing, when I playing poker on the table, I feel that's best feeling for me, at least. So, yeah.
And so, with the break and the focus on recovering your health and then coming back, how sharp do you feel at the poker table? Do you feel a little bit rusty, or do you feel like it's everything is making sense again?
Everything makes sense again. Little rusty. That's good question, because I have to. My plan is play little bit less, like not only poker. I have to live real life with my family and spend more time with the kids and family stuff and stuff. So I didn't play all that much. Even away from live poker thing, I didn't play that much online. Just I can play online, to be honest. I mean, stay home and it's easier, but I just prefer play live. And also, like answer like for your question, I feel the same way. I feel I can still play. I still share, but the game evolving so much in the last couple of years. Maybe AI and training side. For example, like mentioned, detail waiter and such thing out there. They have strong training stuff. I think that's good for the poker. I think so too.
That's great. And so we're down here in Atlantic City at the Borgata. How are you finding everything at the Borgata Summer Poker Open? Are you enjoying playing in Atlantic City?
Borgata is always my home casino. I live Pennsylvania. It's only for me. It's only an hour drive to get here. So this is like my home casino. So this area, at least. So come to Borgata, it's like little vacation for me in the past. Same way now. I still live Pennsylvania, so it's kind of close. It's kind of easy for me.
And we're deep in the Super 6 max. How are you feeling? Do you feel confident you can make the final table?
I try. I never think that way by playing poker. I never think that much about result. I just do my best every hand. Try to win every hand. I mean, of course, but nobody can. But yeah, I feel a little special pretty happy to come back to the live poker scene.
There you go. That's great, Ben. Well, we'll let you enjoy the rest of your break. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you very
much.
much.
We wish you all the best for the rest of the tournament.
All right, there you have it. Ben Weng, it's good to see him back, and hopefully he gets back to his winning ways. Speaking of the Borgata, as I mentioned, the 2026 Borgata Summer Poker Open is happening right now. In fact, the $2,700 main event is taking place. Poker News is providing live updates. You can follow that here all week and all weekend long. There was an event I want to talk about real quick, the $500 Borgata Almighty Stack. It got 2,209 runners and was won by dental technician Baruch Fishman for a career high score of $108,000. So congratulations to him. Also want to mention over the weekend an MSPT event. It was the Iowa Poker State Championship at Riverside Casino. I was going to go to this one. It just didn't work out with my schedule. It's a fun stop. I final tabled there twice, but it was one familiar face, Josh Reichard, the pride and joy of Wisconsin, winning his third MSPT title for, I think it was $111. And he
$111, huh?
$111,000 is what I meant to say. Money doesn't go quite so far in Iowa.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it came a month after he won his WSOP bracelet, and it's just like a field of 500 and I want to say 549 runners. Like, just how good is this guy?
I mean, look, if you make a deal with the devil, things happen. Like if you sacrifice your soul and asked to run good for the rest of your life, this is what happens. No, I mean, Josh Reichard, obviously, we talked about him when he won his bracelet. One of the most, just one of the best live players that's probably ever existed in terms of, this guy just makes it happen. And then look, poker is a really hard math problem. Tournaments are really hard to win at. And there are people like him who are just some of the chosen ones who show up, play amazing, and get it done over and over and over for dubs, and he's one of them. So it's just impossible to argue that this guy isn't one of the best, doing it right now.
Super impressive stuff from Josh.
I'm jealous of guys like him and Ben, because it's just like to play with just no fear.
No fear
must just be like unreal. You know what I mean? Like, we all can bluff, you know what I mean? Like, we all are capable, but then you go like, oh, like this guy knows that I'm gonna be aggressive the next hand. Like, I'm probably gonna shut it down now because how can I get this through? Yeah. And these other guys just go, no, they just dig. Right, for them it's like that's time to go even harder. And it's like, and that's how I think you win tournament. Yeah, that's the right. I mean,
absolutely, yeah.
Another big winner I want to mention was the Run Good Passport Thunder Valley. I was there for the Poker News Cup last weekend. Well, this weekend it was the $600 Hendon Mob Mid-Major Championship. 1,096 runners was won by Henry Perez Lopez for $83,000, defeating Ryan Awad heads up. So congratulations to them. We got live updates from the Run Good Poker Series still through this next weekend, so check that out. And I want to give
good on name pronunciations today. Not bad.
Yeah, trying. And I want to give a congratulations to a fellow podcast. We're celebrating episode 1,000 this weekend, but the Chip Race has recently celebrated their 200th episode with a special episode. Some big names that they had on that episode. I believe they had Barry Carter on. They had Marley Sprague and Spraggy on there. And Mike, you were a recent guest, not on episode 200, but just a couple episodes before that, I think.
Yeah, I was like 197 or something like that. It was a great episode. I love the Chip Race. Love those guys. Great for poker. Great for the world. Very happy to hear it.
Talk to us when you get to 500 at least. I mean, 200, what is this?
Rookie numbers. Scott, Ben, Ben on the Chip Race?
I have not. No. I mean, I've met both those guys, but no, I congrats to them. They obviously are extremely popular, and I think one best podcasts 2 or 3 times at GPI Awards. Of course, they took it away right before I got on here, so we could never win. But it's fine. It's fine. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's not about me.
Nixon 5.
What are we talking about? Nixon 5? Yeah. No.
Scott, has Scott ever been on the chip race?
We were talking about how it was about you.
It was about right. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. You would probably know more than I would, Chad. Could you?
Chad's Googling
look that up.
Yeah.
If there's only been 200, I'm going to go ahead and say no because
that sounds right.
When did they start?
Right.
Scott actually was episode 1.
A quick 1 or no.
A quick Google search indicates probably not. I could be mistaken, but and if not, if Dara or David, the host there, are listening to this, maybe this is their opportunity to get you on, or and Ben too. Ben.
Maybe I'll do 998 for them as well.
Perfect.
No, exactly. It's penciled
I'm just Mr. 998.
Mr. 998.
I have been on the chip race a couple of times. It's a great show. Check it out. I can link to it in the show notes. Before we wrap up this episode, I do want to talk to you, Scott, a little bit about the WSOP Main Event. You've been there. You've done that. You came out on top. We have a new crop of guys, 9 players coming back. Curious to hear your thoughts on who you think is going to come out with the bracelet, with the victory. And if you have any advice for, they're not November 9ers per se, but you take the point. Any advice for these guys?
Well, I'm a little jealous of how much time they're getting off because I only had 48 hours in between. But no, look, I mean, obviously I'm naturally going to gravitate towards a guy like Michael Gagliano, just coming from New Jersey. He's been around forever, an OG in every sense of the word. Great player. But look, Lucas coming in with
a lot of the chips.
The biggest final table chip lead ever.
The one thing I remember too that's funny, right? So when I won, they had odds posted.
Yes.
In the Rio Sportsbook.
No, they have odds now too for this one too.
They have odds for everything now. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is the dinosaur ages 10 years ago.
It was like the first one.
There's no Kalshi back then. You couldn't just bet on it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yes, they have odds posted. I'm sure if you look at Luke, he's probably a massive favorite.
He's plus 175.
And that was what I thought was funny because because of my chip stack, I was a favorite, even though Ben Lamb and Antoine Sahoud and all these pros who have been playing forever. And so, I just think the raw metrics of poker is if you just have a lot of chips, I don't think they really care who you are. You're probably going to be a favorite.
Yeah, for sure.
And, there was a tweet that you and I talked about briefly from, I think it was Rob Kuhn, talking about the, what you can take. Okay, the equity of kind of like not just being at the main event final table and the money you get, but what you get from winning the main event and how, if you do it right or you do it properly, this could be worth $100 million if you really want it to be, and kind of parlay that into, more fame and fortune or whatever. And I was curious your thoughts on that. Yeah,
I thought it was interesting to see. I think it's a choice thing it's who you, when Joe Cata came in and kind of said like, and he was in the peak of it all kind of, and he was like, no, you're wrong. Like we should probably listen to Joe Cata that, because, that's what I'm saying. I think credit to Rob if he really thinks that he could leverage winning the main into this like massive, fame and fortune. I think more importantly, the network, the underlying stuff, in theory, it gives you
presents opportunities.
Yeah, it's a tool. It's like playing a video game and you get like a sword. You buy a
of course.
It's like
the sword of 1,000 truths.
Yeah,
exactly.
If anything, that's
Gladiator
what I think.
Blumstein.
I think the bad part, even a guy like Lucas being so young, like I think the bad part is no one tells you what to do with this. It's not. There's no guidance, and there's no board of poker who come down and say
you just won 10 million. Here's what you do. Yeah.
Not even even marketability. Even right.
If only there was some previous main event champion to send him a DM and tell him exactly. But
I can't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Does he want to be? We probably
at 22.
Well, he hasn't won yet.
22.
I'm sorry for already.
Yeah. He hasn't won yet. But I think what I really liked was what you said is it's a choice thing, right? Like, no matter what, if you win the main event, you are a legend in poker forever. Like, there's no denying that. But then, it is a choice if you want to take that and run with it to like, oh, I want to get big outside of poker. I want to use this to try and be more, media friendly or get on TV. And I think it was probably McKeon or someone who said on Twitter too, like, it is a choice. I think a lot of people play poker because they love, they like being in their head. They like being at the table in their own world. And then you're kind of thrown into being an ambassador, whether you like it or not. Well, we've seen that, some guys don't want that role or have taken that role and said, yeah, I'm going to just try and do the minimum. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, this is poker. Like, it's about the money at the end of the day. The fact that you won one tournament doesn't mean that you now need to be this like great ambassador for the game and go around and say that's the greatest thing ever. So, to your point, it's a choice.
Yeah, I think that whoever wins the main event, the first thing that should be on their agenda is to come on the Poker News Podcast. Just
obviously.
Saying. Before I wrap this up, I do want to mention, because I was looking at this as you were chatting, Scott, your final table, man. Talk about a stacked final table. Let me read these names from you winning down. So you got yourself, Dan Ott, Ben Pollock, John Hess, Anton Sout, Brian Piccioli, Damian Salas, Jack Sinclair, and Ben Lamb.
I take back all the name pronunciation credit I gave you earlier.
Yeah. That was.
I forgot Piccioli was there. I forgot
Brian's
that
been around.
Benbo was there.
How about the one fact I love to talk about all the time? It's just because it's so crazy. But everyone talks about repeat winners of the main event. Like everyone, the fact that there was 3 guys in the final 10 who all had final tabled the main event
pretty
before,
insane.
And in the relatively modern,
like
era.
very recent. Yeah.
So Saut, Benba,
and then Mike Weng got 10th. And he had final table
the year before.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
And Rowan got he lost his roommate to Piccioli.
And remember they got kind of mad at each other, and he's like, "This one's my, it's my time, man. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm sure Poker News was all over that when it happened.
I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, they're both good dudes.
And I just one more comment because I know we're wrapping up. I just want, I want to just be as happy about anything as Chad Holloway is about talking about people from Wisconsin.
Well said.
That's what I know.
Well said. Chad does love a Wisconsin boy.
he's got the MSPT Poker Podcast, and he's got the Wisconsin Poker Podcast.
It's the greatest place on earth. I am coming out to Vegas, though, again in a few days. Scott, thanks for taking the time to join us. You're, of course, invited to episode 1000, as is anybody listening. Space is limited, but if you want to join RSVP, it's going to be on Sunday, August 2nd from 3 to 5 p.m. at Poker Ghost Studio. We'll have some food, drink, some activities, some fun, maybe
Mike's
some giveaways. So that's what they say.
That's what word on the street is.
DM me to pass it on to Mike if you want to come see Mike hang dong.
Exactly.
Because he's not looking at his DMs.
If you want to see me hang dong, message Scott Blumstein.
That's what I always say.
All right. Well, I am Chad Holloway for Mike Holtz, Ben Ludlow, and Scott Blumstein. Thank you for watching. Do us a favor, like, subscribe, give us the 5-star review. We'll be back this weekend with some new episodes, number 999 and episode 1000. Until then, we'll keep a seat open for you.